In this video, I'll go over 6 indicators related to ICT concepts and smart money concepts that I use daily and you must also use. Share the video with someone who needs those indicators. A disclaimer, I already made a video about 5 essential smart money concepts indicators and I will not repeat them again, so make sure also to watch that video. This is Mulham and let's get into it. So starting with the first indicator, and in my opinion that's the most important one beside the session indicator. So we're going to go to indicators and look for load size calculator. This one, it has 500 likes. So we're going to go with this, and what's going to show you is a line here. This line, as it shows you here, select entry price level. Now, one more thing is that I explained this indicator in my first video about the indicators, but I realized that I did not go in details and I discovered a lot of stuff about it. So that's what I'm trying to do today. Starting with this one, we're going to go in more detail. So let's say, for example, we are entering a trade somewhere in here. Okay. So let's say after this engulfing candle, this is my entry price. So around here, I'm going to click here and now it's going to show you select the stop loss level, right? So I'm going to go above this high, for example, right? So put it above this high. And now what it shows you here is that we have this stop loss area and the take profit area. Now, what it shows you here is everything about the lot size, the stop loss, the target, but we don't validate the lot size until we go to the settings of this. So you're going to go to the settings. You got to pick your currency, the base currency, and then the account size, the account risk in percentage. So let's say 0.5%, and then the reward to risk. So instead of just, going with a position trade here on the trading view, and put it here, for example, stop loss above it, and then target below, and then you adjust the take profit, the reward to risk, and then you go to whatever you either buy a trade manager or you go to a website and calculate based on this stop loss. What you can do instead is just go here, put this indicator, and it's gonna put the reward to risk automatically with the stop loss. Now the good thing with this is that, let's say price was going down, and then you decided to go up or you decided to go long. What you're going to do is simply one thing. You're going to take this level here, which is the stop loss, drag it, and you don't see anything, but I'm holding the mouse now. You're going to put it below this low and then let it go. And you see, now I'm going to take the entry and put it around this candle, right? Above this candle, put it here. And now we have the lot size again. So now I can, just play with this, drag it to the right, drag it up, down, and then it's going to show you the lot size. So that's going to be very quick. I can do also this with a 1 minute time frame. And when I don't want this, I can just come here and disable it, right? When I'm deciding to enter a trade, I'm going to go here, and then it immediately shows you the lot size and then the take profit. Either it's a 3-to-1, 2-to-1, 1-to-1. You can adjust all of this on the the settings here. This is one of the most important indicators that I use because it's related to something that is very crucial in order to be profitable, which is risk management and calculating your lot size. Now into the second indicator, and this one is very unique, and I was really trying to find something similar to this until I found it. So you're gonna go to indicators, just write highlight candles by time, this one right here. And the function of this indicator is very, very nice. So let's say you actually want to highlight a specific candle on a specific time frame every day. So every day, for example, I want to highlight the midnight candle. So what I'm going to do is go here, and you have 3 different periods. So let's try this, right? I want to highlight the, midnight to 15 minutes, and I'm gonna go on 15 minutes. This is a 15-minute period, right? So it's gonna show me one 15-minute candle. On another case, what I want to see is the price action from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. on any different time frames, right? So we're gonna be trying those two. What I'm gonna do now is go to 15 minutes, and what you can see is that what is happening is we're highlighting that 15-minute candle on the midnight open. So midnight open, you see, we're closing bullish here. This is the level of the midnight open. We have the 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. price action. It's highlighting that period of price action. Now, even if you go to 5 minutes, you're still going to see it. So this is very interesting. And let's say you want to highlight the 3 a.m. candle, for example, it can do that every day. So every day you're gonna see that candle on another color. This helped me when I want to look for the London Open, for example. I want to highlight the 3 a.m. candle. I also want to highlight the midnight candle. So every day when I come to the chart, I can see what is happening clearly in reference to the midnight open and the London Open. Now into the third indicator, and this one you should have it all the time because it's about high impact news, and not high impact news, but all news in general. So what you're gonna write is news, and you're gonna go with the live economic calendar. So you're gonna click on this, and now what is this gonna show you? So let's go in 15 minutes, for example, and go to the settings. So you're gonna go with automatic, or you could pick your currency. So let's say I'm gonna go with euro and USD. You know, most of the time those are the pairs that I'm trading is euro USD. You could also add the pound. You're gonna go to custom time zone. Also, you could adjust this to -4, and you can go with high impact news, medium impact news, whatever. I always go with those two, the high impact news and the other ones. And I go by today. So every day, what is happening on the day. So I'm going to go today also here. And now what do you see is what? It shows you to the right here, all the high impact news that we have for the day, as well as it shows you when it's going to happen. So exactly at this time, 9:45, it puts a vertical line here. Also another vertical line at 10 a.m. Those are two high impact news that we have here. And this is where you should be aware of yourself, either exit your trades or, you know, put your stop loss at break even. So do something about the risk management when we have high impact news, but you should be aware of those news. Now into the fourth indicator that we're going to cover today, and it's going to be one that is very simple to set up, and it doesn't need any of your work, but it's going to do a lot for you. So what it's going to do, it's going to show you where the real volume is, and it's going to validate your POIs. So let's say you have a POI, let's say, for example, an order block, and it mostly works with order blocks, also works with fair value gaps. So what it's going to do, it's going to validate your POIs and tell you that, okay, this is a real fair value gap and price might actually reverse from it, or it's a real order block. So what we're going to do is go to indicators and just go with SVP. It's going to show you session volume profile. You're going to click on this, and what it's going to do is going to actually highlight the time between each day. So this is the start of a day, this is the end of the day, right? Start of the new day, and this is where price is going to. So you see, in each day we have the volume of that day. Where the most volume is, this is the level, this is where most volume is. Now how this is going to help you, you see, if we have, for example, an order block that is here, right? On the higher time frame, for example. So you see an order block right here, and we can see that this is where the most volume was for that day. So we can validate that this is, if the order block is valid, it's going to give us another confluence that, okay, this is a valid area to look for longs, because this is where there is a lot of volume, and still there is a lot of volume. Now you see, for example, we have this day, and we can see that there is a lot of volume here. So this area has a lot of volume. And you see in the future what happened is price actually went to that same area of volume and reacted out there. And a lot of the time there is a reaction of those levels. So you see, we have a fair value gap. Mostly this is a singular fair value gap on a higher time frame. And what happened here is price come into that very close to the area with the most volume. This is the line. And you see, reacted of that started going lower. Now this happened all the time. All the time you're going to experience this, especially with order blocks. So you see, for example, we can see that this is an area of volume. A lot of volume was happening here, and we have this order block that is very close to that area of volume. And you see, price reached that, started going lower. So this volume right here, the highest volume, actually validate that this is a real order block. And you see, you apply this with your, you know, fair value gaps, with your liquidity sweep. So you see, we have a liquidity level here, and we have an order block. What happened after is price actually come into the exact level that we have reacted of here. And you see, we started a new order flow after that. So this actually will help you a lot. And you see, fair value gap very close to that line, reacted off, started going higher. And you see, even at the start of the day here, what happened is this line, price came to it, exactly mitigate that, you know, that line, started going lower. So just make sure to have this in the future. And you see, we have one here. So you have an order block that has a lot of volume. What happened here is a mitigation of that order block, started going higher. So this is how you use it. This is how you use it to validate your POIs. And yeah, that's a very powerful tool to show you the volume of each day, where the volume was for that specific day. The fifth indicator is going to be helpful for the people who, wants a specific candle to refer to and use as a reference, or if you're someone who uses two time frames. So let's say you use 15-minute and 1 minute, 4 hour, 15-minute, whatever, right? So what we're going to do is go to indicators and look for PO3 or power of 3 and look for this one, higher time frame power of 3. So click on this one, and what's going to show you here is the candle on the higher time frame. You can actually adjust this. So let's say I'm a person who likes to trade 15-minute. So let's go to 15-minute here and 1 minute as a lower time frame. So what we see here is how long it's going to take for this candle to close. That's the first thing. The second thing is the range of that 15-minute candle on the 1 minute time frame. Now, you see, this is how it looks now. We have 15-minute high, 15-minute low, and what we also have is the 1 minute candles inside. Now let's say you're someone who likes to trade 4 hour, right? Or let's say 15 minutes, and then as your high time frame, you like to have the 4 hour candle. So what you could do is this. It's gonna be very simple. That's how it's gonna look. This is your 4 hour candle, and this is the range on the 15-minute. So let's say if you want to wait for a sweep of that 4 hour candle, it's gonna be here. If you think the manipulation has already happened, then we're going to go up from here and so on, right? So this is a reference to you. This is where you refer to the price action on the higher time frame. Now, in default, it's on the daily. So you could actually look at the power of 3 on the daily time frame. This is how it looks on the daily time frame. And you see, looks very simple, and it is very simple to use, but it's very beneficial. The last indicator we have for today is one that is interesting. So just go with 90-minute, and you're going to see this one, 90-minute cycles and multi-time frames. So you're going to click on this, and what's going to show you, so if we go to 5 minutes, this is an indicator that you can use to identify, first of all, liquidity levels, right? So 90-minute cycle inside of a quarter of a day is a liquidity level and a valid liquidity level. So, you could use that for a liquidity sweep, or you could use it also to identify the order flow. So you see 90-minute cycle respected, closed above, and respected the low. It means we're going higher. Also the same here, going higher. Now we started going lower, and what we could use is what? You see the London accumulation, London manipulation, we created the high. So we're taking this liquidity level here. We close below. That means we are bearish for now. And you see we're going lower. This is also liquidity level as well as this one. And it happens over and over. You could also use this to identify your daily manipulation, daily accumulation, daily distribution, as well as one important thing, which is look for SMT. And I might do another video about this, but look for SMTs between the quarters, between the 90-minute cycles. So you see, we could have looked for an SMT here, also an SMT here, for example. So anytime we have an SMT instead of a POI and between different cycles on the 90-minute time frame, we can use this indicator to help us. And you could use those levels, the 90-minute cycle high and low, for liquidity sweeps. So that's it for the video. We went over some indicators that you can use. It's gonna help you. So hopefully those indicators helps. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with your friends. Maybe some of your friends needs those indicators and been looking for them. This is Mulham, and I'll see you next video.